Hi, guys. I'm sorry. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Superior Dreams 19. Hi, Rhonda. I hit the go live. Hi, Janica. Hi, Jane. Hi, Rhonda. Again. And Prissy Missy. Can you guys hear me? Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Cotton Candy Boobs. So let me know if you can hear me. I'm always concerned about that. My mic check was good, but okay, good deal. How's everybody doing? It's thunderstorming like crazy here in Arkansas. Look at my hair. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for coming, honey. Hi, Mrs. V. I've got some ambient music running in the background just for sort of a soothing effect. Is it too loud? Can you even hear it? You can hear me perfectly. Okay. It's good to see you guys this morning. Hi, Patty Graham. I think I missed you, darling. I'm sorry. You had storms yesterday, Patty? Yesterday, I had the air conditioner on. Sunny, bright. Well, if you saw our Sunday stroll through my garden and yard, which I think, weather permitting, we'll probably take a stroll either through the yard to watch the blooms or maybe somewhere else, maybe down on the beach. Just take a stroll. Hi, Debbie Z. But if you saw it, then you know that here it was like sunny and warm. Well, Bob just came home on his lunch hour, which is like from 11 a.m. till noon, hurriedly to grab a jacket. Thunder, lightning. I don't know the temp. I haven't checked it. But hi, Sarah Mee. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Mugga T. You guys know me. I'm looking at your chat. I like to say hi. Yeah, new flowers coming, Patty. I plant in a, let's see, I make my selections not only based on what I just really like and appeals to my eyeballs, but also for purpose. Like, am I trying to attract bees or am I trying to attract butterflies? Am I trying to attract hummingbirds? A combination of those. But I also like to plant for staggered blooming. So the first thing we're going to get are my Dallas red daylilies, and they're going to pop your eyeballs out. And then throughout the summer, different colors will keep coming and stuff like that. And I just think, like I said in that upload yesterday, that with the stuff we talk about gets so heavy. It weighs on our hearts. It weighs on our minds. some of us, many of us, hi DC, maybe some sleepless nights or restless nights, and whatnot. So, hi Gigi. So I was thinking, since I don't do Sunday for summer anymore, and I don't want to go into why I stopped doing it, because I'll just start crying, and I don't want to upset you guys or for me to bawl if I can keep from it. But ever since then, I've thought it would be nice to have something that is pleasant, and so that was my idea, and it's a kind of a copycat thing. You know, Michelle After Dark takes us on strolls, and Navi on Navila's True Crime takes us on strolls, and sometimes Shay on Shay's Safe Place takes us on strolls in Kentucky. So, you know, high checking convictions. So I think on Sundays, if I don't take the whole day off, which is not easy to do if you're a creator, or if you're me anyway, although I may take the whole weekend off, looking ahead, I don't know yet. Y'all know how weird and wild and spontaneous I am. Hi, Sleuth Mom. Hi, Shorty Small. Thank you for coming. I hope you got my text back. What was I saying? Memorial weekend. 4 of my granddaughters, those of them who have children, which is only 2 of them, and their significant others, or at least a portion thereof, of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, give or take, are trying to put together a trip from where they are to where Granny Ma is. And if they manage to put a trip together to come spend that weekend with me and Papa, and make our Baptist pallets on the floor, and pull out the trundle beds, and blow up the air mattresses, and get out the big coffee pot, then I may or may not be on that weekend. Just looking ahead. Then on the other hand, I might get a wild hair and just gather them all up in here, the ones that are 18 and over, and say, show your face on your grandma's YouTube channel. So we'll just see. So, yeah, DC, I really hope it happens. I don't get to see them that often. I can say without doxing them that, for example, my oldest granddaughter and her youngest sister live in South Central Missouri. The second in chronological order in that line, they're all, the 4 girls are siblings from my oldest son. I know I'm kind of rambling about stuff that y'all are like, well, is she going to get on with the program or not? But the second in line lives in Central Oklahoma. And I have never met my 2-year-old great-granddaughter. I have loads of videos from before she was born, even, you know, I don't know what you babies call them now, sonograms, or the, you know, ultrasound, her birth, but I've never got to literally lay eyes. And she's the only great-granddaughter I have. The other 3 are boys. So anyway, then the other girl works for the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra in the sound department, and just graduated Webster University in St. Louis and started her own sound design company. So as you can see or imagine in your mind's eye, they're, you know. So anyway, I hope it happens. Hey, Florida boy. Debbie Z, if I missed you, I hope I didn't, but if I did, hi again. And hi, Miss Justice 1111. How good to see you. And hi, New Orleans lady. Okay, I've been talking here for a little over 10 minutes. And I know DC squeals. And as a grandma, I've learned from my grandchildren, the oldest one in her early 30s, that I mean, my personality is pretty consistent across the board, and in real life, I am the way I am here, pretty much. I don't cuss in front of them, but I've learned from them I can be a little bit overwhelming in my, oh, come to your grandma, come here, come here, come here, come here. Let me invade your personal space. So since she's never met me and she's a toddler, if she gets to come, I'll have to be like, be kind of laid back. Hi, Sandra. Okay, so if you notice the title, what I'm picking at, I've got, and it's driving me nuts. I'm going to have to clip it off, or I'm going to be sitting here picking at it. When I mowed, what was it? Doesn't matter, several days ago. First time I had mowed since last fall. And I not only enjoy being out there and mowing and smelling the fresh cut grass and all that in the old blueberry field and everything, I use a push mower. I mean, it's an easy start and all that, and it's self-propelled once you pull the thing, but I didn't wear my gloves. And I got a little blister, which turned into a little callus, and now that little piece of skin's hanging on there. Hi, Daily Wonder. Give me just a second, and it's not a blister anymore, DC. It's just that old nub of skin that hanging off. Let me clip it. And then we'll get on with what the title is about. And I've been clearing out my, you know how this time of year, how you'll switch out your clothes? And if I've got a great deal of clothes, so I've been this morning switching out my fall and winter clothes for my spring and summer. And while I was doing that, here in the closet, it's my mother's chenille bedspread and pillow sham. Willow's laying here on her little blanket, so you can't really see it. And I don't know if y'all know what chenille is, but I found it tucked away in its little storage bin, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna, for spring and summer, I'm gonna put on Mother's chenille bedspread and pillow sham. So, a little bit of change up, give y'all something a little bit different to look at. Hi, Ruby Pearl. In the background, once in a while, who's having a birthday? Hi, Donna. Honey, you're not late. I've been talking for almost 15 minutes about just chit-chatting. Who's having a birthday? You know what? I get copyright claims all the time because of music, but because I'm not monetized, I don't really care because it doesn't really matter. So, let me turn down the ambient just for a minute. Well, here, let me just pause the ambient for a minute. Miss Justice 1111. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday, Miss Justice 1111. Happy birthday to you and many more. You I adore. Don't go out the door, stay for some more. Happy birthday, Miss Justice 1111. I think we met on Bart 1, didn't we? Did we meet on Bart 1's channel in his chat room? I could be wrong, but it seems like that's where we met. So happy birthday, Miss Justice 1111. And thank you for spending part of your, hi, where the wind blows. Thank you for spending part of your birthday with us. I'm going to turn the ambient back on and put the remote control over there. Okay, now looky here. Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I know that we met over there quite often. And not only did I find Mama's chenille bedspread, which look, it matches almost like perfectly with Gracie's roses, huh? And it blends okay. So, Mama in the bedroom. Mother lived to be 93 years old. Still, sorry, I keep bumping the desk. Still running on all 8 cylinders. She just got wore out. She had quintuple heart bypass surgery on her 85th birthday. She was a spitfire. She was a Libra, so she could be pretty judgmental. I'm a Scorpio, and I'm really judgmental, although I fight it. I fight against it. And being judgmental maybe would be a good segue into the topic. Because my viewers know, hi, Purple Knights. It's good to see you, darling. Good to see you. When it comes to Summer Moon Utah Wells and the people who brought her into the world, I'm extremely judgmental. So I search for ways to try to be more open-minded. And the more I search for those ways to be more open-minded, the more closed-minded in their regard I seem to become. I don't really want to talk about them. I like to talk about summer. I look at pictures of summer a lot. And for a while, I practiced with Google Maps. I'm not very good at it. And finally figured out how to go to the street view. I'm okay at it. And the reason I did it initially was I admire John Q.'s work with maps a great deal, and tend to be there for any live he does about summer where he's sharing maps like he did yesterday afternoon. I think it was yesterday afternoon. It may have been Saturday. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that. John focuses a lot on Chimney Top Loop. Very intriguing, very interesting, very thought-provoking thought process on his part. And one thing that kept entering my mind, because I'm not really good with, I know where north, south, east, west is here where I live, but I can get somewhat disoriented looking at maps, etc. I'm the type that in the old days with a paper map in the car, the husband driving and you're looking at the map, that I literally had to turn the map the direction we were going in the road rather than orienting it with north pointing up. So I would get disoriented about Donald Wells going to the shed first, because I always thought, till I figured out how to use Street View, that he had to come past the turnoff onto Ben Hill Road, where law enforcement was, to get to the shed. And it was before I had the internet even. I had data on my phone, but y'all know how it is on an Android phone, and mine is a smaller version. Speaking of which, I need it for a second screen. It's, and I've got very poor vision. As a matter of fact, this year I'm going to, hi Aunt B. As a matter of fact, sometime this summer, I'm going to have some eye surgery, cataract, nothing. Okay. Not like, eye surgery, but cataracts, which is kind of scary because I've never had anything like that done to my eyes. And so, but my point is this. Until I got the internet in February, pretty sure it was February, may have been late January, where I could do what we're doing here now. It was pointless to look at Google Maps on this phone. And so I've been trying to learn. And I've been trying to learn using the addresses that we know, not only in Summer's disappearance, the case of Summer Moon Utah Wells, but also the other children and adults that we talk about here. Sorry, I got to get my channel pulled up here so I can see what's going on. Also, oops, turn it down. Hush, shh, Susan. Oh, hi, by the way, I'm not seeing any new names, but if you're out there as a viewer and don't choose to chat, which is totally cool, I do that a lot. Let's see, I got to turn these speakers off or we get the buzz. Not a buzz, the buzz. There we go. I think I got you now. Okay, now I can see us on YouTube. All right, so it's, all right, focus me, thank you. It was pointless for me to even try to use maps until I had my desktop. hooked up to the internet. All right. So I look at these different maps and these different addresses of the different cases that we address here on Lip Lock No More. And hi, I'm Susan. So naturally, 110 Ben Hill Road is going to be one of the first places I'm going to go. So I'm there on Google Maps. Hi, Blue Eyes Webster. And we got Beach Creek and Ben Hill Road, where we've seen in news footage shots from that angle where you turn left to go onto Ben Hill off of, well, it's State Highway 2463 actually, but I guess that's Beach Creek. Okay. And we see, you know, from the news angle, police are here where you turn left to go on Ben Hill Road, to go to 110 Ben Hill Road and up on the knoll or little hill. I tend to refer to it as a knoll. And I was like, well, where is the shed? Didn't he have to drive past here to get to the shed? Okay, then eventually Donald Wells did the recreation of his drive on June the 15th that John QQ includes in his map work. But he did it for Cher on Listen to the Voices Behind the Wall. And Cher has been very gracious in allowing many creators. Cher's really good about, as long as, you know, you give credit where credit's due. And so John has replayed that drive for us. So I've seen it on each of those channels. I saw it when Cher, I sure hope I'm not misspeaking, I'm sure it was Cher. But I saw it when it was first broadcast, and then I've seen it reused by John QQ. And I went, wait a minute. When Don creates the drive, he's coming from the other direction. He doesn't pass the turnoff to 110 Ben Hill Road. The direction he came from and the recreation on State Highway 2463, the shed comes first. And it's on the right-hand side. And then he would have driven on that direction to Ben Hill Road and turned right to go onto Ben Hill Road and up to 110. Now, we all know that the shed is on the same property as the house on the knoll where the Wells live. And we've seen that derelict shed. We've seen inside it. But when I was looking at it on Google Maps, on the street view, I went, in June of 2013, someone lived there. There's a vegetable garden. There's an outdoor, I'm going to go there. I'm going to try to show you. Okay. It's, you know, anybody can see it. And the reason, of course, that I know it's June of 2013, almost 9 years ago, or is that right? Yeah, almost 9 years ago, is because that's the date on Google Maps across the bottom of their screen that tells us that's when this was shot, when this footage was taken. I noticed, now this is a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to look at this a while and just ponder. Hi, Tracy. Look as closely as I could, try to learn how to turn angles and turn things for my viewers without just me freaking out because I don't know what I'm doing or being a total, just bungling the entire thing. Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca, I don't know, honey. I don't know the answer to that. My understanding, Rebecca, is actually, and I could be wrong, that the gray shed that's actually up on the knoll that allegedly has the basement was the original home, but I don't know that. Okay. So, hi, Loveland. So, I'm sorry I keep having notifications come up over your chat. Hi, the Joy Catcher. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone. I will come back to chat. Let me get a sip here. You know me, I like to kind of breathe and think, and because I'm trying to come at this from an organized fashion so as not to waste your time. It's nothing earth-shattering. It merely is of interest to me. This shed is only half closed in. There's a camper. I don't know if it's the camper that Candy Harrer now has. Probably not, but I don't know. And there's a dog pen with a dog in the pen. Maybe two. I can see one for sure. The second one is going to be, if it is a dog, and I zoomed in as close as I can, and we will. Hi, Raindrops. I think there's a second dog that's maybe like has white paws that's in a dog house within the dog pen. So because there is also the drive that Donald Wells pulled in his recreation is gated in 2013, and there are fresh tire tracks on the day that Google Maps shot this footage. It's just obvious that someone lives there. So I want to go look at that just because it interests me. And I'm wondering, yeah, I think it's older too, Tracy. And I think that camper that is there would be by now, these 9 years later would be pretty tattered. And in my opinion, Candy's camper that's now at 110 Ben Hill Road up on the knoll looks pretty, fairly new. The cabinets and stuff on the inside look pretty new. So I agree with you on that, Tracy. Hi, Harley. So I'm going to try just to show you out of interest, take a little drive down State Highway 2463 and look at what it looked like almost 9 years ago and just throw out the question. Yeah, honey, Tracy, I know, honey. See, I've seen all the current footage, so I know what it looks like now. And as a matter of fact, Tracy, I'm pretty sure, sweetheart, that everybody watching right now knows what it looks like now. What we're going to do is look at what it looked like then. And you guys know that I'm always asking questions. What is my motto or slogan on my channel? Mostly questions, seeking answers. So I just want to throw this out. Does anybody have any idea who was living, had a garden and dogs, and in June already had 2 wood piles cut for, I think at this point, likely more for outdoor cooking than for heat, but there's plenty of it, and so likely looking forward to winter. And of course, any of those who have ever had a fireplace or a wood cook stove or any kind of wood, wood burning furnace or anything, you know that your wood has to cure. So it's not stacked yet. It's in 2 piles. So it could be that it is the spring cut of wood for the summer cure and then stacking for fall and winter. So I don't know. So, hi, Payali Lifestyle. I haven't seen you here before. Welcome. So let's see if anybody knows that ever sees this. Maybe will come into our comment section and say, well, yes, I lived there. Or maybe they'll say, well, so-and-so lived there. But somebody did. So let's see. Okay, it's not showing yet that, okay, there we go. The delay, and I'm not sure when you guys, DC, 2 or 3 names come to your mind, honey? Okay. Yeah, it's June 2013, darlings. Okay. Now, where I had it pulled up, and I hope y'all can see. Let me pull, I got a I keep getting notifications. I'm live on YouTube. I'm going to take us a little closer, and I'll do my best to not make you sick to your stomach with the way I am doing things. But as you can see from this particular distance and angle, what you're looking at from the direction that Donald Wells approached the shed in his recreation, you are seeing the shed that he pulled up to, and then over to its right, you're seeing a camper and a garden. Now, I'm going to try to pull us this way. Give us a little bit. Okay. Now, this is not where Donald Wells pulled in. I want you guys to see that in 2013, there were 2 ingress and egress points off of State Highway 2463 to the lower shed at 110 Ben Hill Road. Yeah, it is Don's property, honey. I'm going to show you here in just a minute. You just hang on. Hang on, darling. Okay? Now this, let me show you. See this? This is where the house is. I'm waiting to make sure that what you guys are looking at is what I want to show you the knoll. Okay. Here's where the house that the Wells lives in is, right up here. Okay. 110 Ben Hill Road is on the other side of this knoll. Ben Hill Road's on the other side. We're going to get there. Anybody that's got the patience with me to hang with me, just hang with me if you can. All right. So, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. This is as far as I can go. All right, this is a garden. We have what looks like could be, and it's as close as I can get, maybe some squash or watermelon or cantaloupe, maybe potatoes, but they're not mounded. Not that it really matters what it is. I just want you to see that this is a relatively large vegetable garden. Now it's in June, so it's the proper growth pattern. I'll pull it around a little more here and see if I can show you that this is corn. Rows of corn. That's proper stage of growth for June in Tennessee. Okay. Right here we have a scarecrow. Not the best scarecrow in the world, but a scarecrow nonetheless. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 posts or poles behind. We can't get in close enough to see if there's wire or string, but I think that there is, which would indicate that that is for growing beans or peas, something that climbs. And can't tell really what is here near where the chair is. But I want to point out that here, at least in my part of the country, in the Arkansas Ozarks, this is not uncommon to have a garden chair sitting right out in the middle of the vegetable garden for any number of reasons. Some people have to sit down when they weed. Some people just like to sit out there. Okay, there is power going to the camper, which has an air conditioner. And I can't get in close enough to see if there is a license plate. And if there is a license plate, what state it would be from. But there is clearly, oops, went the wrong way, I'm sorry. There is clearly power going to the camper. There's a guy wire, or what we call a guy wire. It's the wire that keeps it from falling over. Transformer. Another guy, I'm not sure that's a guy wire. It almost looks like just a wire going out into the woods for something. Wires running up the hill. And, of course, right here is the post where the electricity, is running from the power pole where the main line runs and the transformer. Power line runs down to here, and here's the meter. So there's power there. Whether it's turned on or not is a completely different matter. Here's the shed that we all have become familiar with. I cannot get us any closer from this angle anyway, but I wanted you to see it from this angle. and see if I can point out to you that there is a stovepipe. So at least somebody wants to have the opportunity to be warm on a cold day by burning. And we're gonna look from another angle, but here's one of the wood piles right here. Some old junk over here. Looks like maybe, I don't know. I really can't tell. So I'm not going to bother with it. And we can see the growth of sumac, heavy growth of trees, weeds around. And I like that the image capture is in June, because this image capture shows us, even though it's 9 years ago and there's been cutting and different things since then, but this is the potential for the growth in June in this area of Tennessee. Now I'm going to back out here a little bit and get us back out on the road, because I want to drive us down here. And I want you to see, we're going to go back. We're going to drive back. But we're going to Ben Hill Road, the turnoff to Ben Hill Road. Okay. Here is Ben Hill Road. Let's see if I can zoom in. I'm sure y'all will believe me, but I think I can zoom in and show you. Let me see if I can show you the street sign. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can, that it substantiates that this is Ben Hill Road. Okay. Zoom back out. Okay. Now, let me drive us down this way just a hair, and I'm going to turn us around so we can go the other direction. Okay. Now, news footage that we've seen that I was talking about earlier, where we see law enforcement, they are right here. Law enforcement has this blocked off. And that's why I kept thinking, well, how did he drive? Because I thought he was coming from this direction, see, on June the 15th. I don't know why I thought that. I just did. So I kept thinking, well, how did he just drive right past law enforcement? And maybe I'm still confused about that actual day, but in his recreation, he brings us from the other direction where we started out. But I wanted you babies to see, okay, that this is Ben Hill Road, which we can't drive down on Google Maps. I'm sorry, it won't let me drive down Ben Hill Road. It will just let me get this far, and that's, see, it won't, because I guess they didn't go down yonder, okay? But just around the curve is the driveway up onto the knoll. And we got to remember, vegetation and stuff is going to look different, because this is 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago. Be 9 years ago in June, okay? But let's drive back up the road to the shed. Feet, don't fail me now. Okay. Here's this entrance. Let me get us up a little further. Whoop, too far. Let me see. Okay. Just a minute. Sorry, I took us a little too far. Let me back us up. Let me throw her into reverse here a little bit. How do I do that? Nope, not like that. Dang nabbit. All right, we're going to go this way. All right. This is the driveway that Donald Wells pulls into when he pulls into the shed in the recreation. In that footage, I think the flagpole may be still there, but I'll get us in here as close as I can. Okay, there was also, now there is a deer stand right about over in here somewhere, because the creek is right back here. Okay. So 9 years ago, there was no deer stand. Let me get us back. Okay. We can see that this entrance at that time was gated. It is not now. At that time, only half of the shed was enclosed. I can't really make out other than, and here again, not that any of this really matters now in regards to Summer's disappearance. It's just a matter of interest, a piece of property we have looked at relatively currently, looking at it a few years ago, and learning somebody was living there. And DC said, and y'all, I can't see your chat right now. I just want to finish looking at this, and then I'm going to come back to chat. I don't know if you guys can make them out, but like right here and right here are wooden barrels, real barrels, wooden barrels with metal bands around them. Look like there may be I'm not real good with judging like volume in regards to how much something would hold, but they look like there may be 33 to 55 gallon, maybe, I know. But see on each of the poles at the gate, oops, wrong. There's a light. They look like solar powered, like most people would have along their walkway, but they're mounted to the fence posts. So they wanted that entrance lit, probably for unlocking the gate. But here's what I was like, okay, in the current, this dog pen, I do not believe is there. And the dog pen caught my eye. And right here, right, what is the gate where you would go in to care for the dogs, is a dog. A red, like a ginger colored dog. And it is standing and looking at the gate, or right outside the gate. I can't tell what this is unless it's a food container. but it seems like if it was, the top of it would have been weighted. Like it looks like there's like maybe a piece of plywood on the top of it, but I don't see anything holding the plywood down to keep critters out of it. But then right here is where I see what looks like either puppies or like maybe the white paws of a resting or napping, a sleeping dog. So, and whoever it is has provided shade, shelter by putting like pieces of plywood across the top of where the shelters are. But here again, I was like, someone is either living there or frequenting there. Here's another reason I thought frequenting. Here again, really doesn't have anything to do with the disappearance of summer. I just wanted to show y'all what I look at when I'm not here with you baby dolls. The things I ponder on and just, well, like I've told you when it comes to Angel Nicole Overstreet, how I'll zoom out and zoom in and zoom out and zoom in on the map of Shannon Patrick Overstreet's property in Olive Hill, Kentucky. And I get this feeling, a wish, that if somehow I just stare at it long enough, the baby is going to just somehow magically materialize. So I stare at this stuff a lot. But what I noticed here is fresh tire tracks. Now, obviously, there's no garage or carport, and there's no vehicle. So whoever was staying or living or hanging out or whatever at this shed wasn't home in June 2013 on the day that this image capture happened with Google Maps, because there's no vehicle there, unfortunately. Wouldn't that have been nice? That would have helped in my curiosity that kills the cat sometimes. But right here, these are fresh tire tracks. And there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 that I can make out. I don't know what they're actually called, but indentations in the tread that indicates size-wise. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Hang on. I have to zoom out to get perspective a little bit. Okay. All right, now, but we can also see that, oops, I went too far. Dang, nabbit. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can turn this back around this way. This should work just as well. Okay. I'm not going to move it again, except to maybe go this way a little bit. The fresh tire tracks come out and go the other direction. But most of the wear, most of the evidence, most of the dust, most of the tracks, most of whatever, and there's been some rain recently, because right here there's a little teeny bit of not a mud puddle, but evidence that likely was a mud puddle the day before. Usually whoever comes out of this driveway comes towards us, because that's the way tire tracks go. So, darlings, that's really all I just, I mean, somebody was growing a garden. Oh, while we're here, before I go back to chat, okay, this is an outdoor cooking and eating area. And I wanted to show y'all the 2 wood piles. Okay, so here's a wood pile, here's a wood pile. Now, with my vision, and this is also a little bit out of focus, actually, because that's just how it is when you get in this close. I don't believe it's been split yet. That wood does not look to me as if it has been split and ready for stacking. So it's likely just been cut, which makes me feel like, just speculation, that whoever was here in June of 2013 planned on being here the winter of 2013, 2014, because they have fresh cut wood. That has not yet been split and stacked. Okay. We've got another one of the garden chairs, so we got 2 garden chairs. Now, one of them's out yonder in the garden, one of them's here at the eating table. I can't tell what's sitting on the eating table, but it is an outdoor, like a, looks like metal legs and maybe a glass top, but, like a patio table. Looks like maybe an octagon or a hexagon, with a second chair facing out towards the garden plot. So 1 or 2 people, who knows, don't know. But this right here, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, was that an old home place? Or those the steps going up, to the porch? Because a lot of times you'll see an old home place, baby dolls, out in the country, and everything's gone except the chimney, the fireplace, and the steps, if they were made out of rock or concrete or, okay. But what these are cinder blocks. And the reason I recognize what this is I've done it myself. This is an outdoor cooking area. So I don't know. I'm not seeing any charcoal. I'm not seeing any piles where charcoal has been dumped. So maybe the wood or some of the wood is for outdoor cooking. I think we may also be able to speculate that whoever lived here in 2013 planned on being here through the gardening season, because they're growing a pretty big garden. And they may have also been growing maybe to go to farmer's market, or maybe it is well, I don't see Donald and Candace. Well, I've never heard Donald and Candace Wells talk about being veggie gardeners. Some people, when they've got a decent plot of land where a garden can go, here, let me zoom out. I'm sorry, I forget that you're actually just staring at that, and maybe I should bring myself back up on the screen. But, oh, we do have posted no trespassing. And y'all probably noticed that down at the other non-gated ingress, egress, there were also posted no trespassing signs. Okay, let me stop sharing. So I mean, I don't know, but I have a hard time believing that Don Wells and Candace Bly had that big, good garden going and down there taking care of it. And I mean, they don't take care of the kids. They don't take care of the house. They don't take care of the knoll. They don't take care of the woods. They don't take care of the filthy stuff in their creek that flows down through yonder. But somebody's taking care of that place in 2013 and growing a garden. So, hi, where's Summer? Hi, I'll be Frank. Hi, Ree. Yeah, Jody would probably know. And DC said several names came to mind. But Rebecca, well, was Pamela there in 2013? I don't. She's got Pamela, Don's ex-wife, and I think that's who Rebecca's talking about. Didn't she live? Was she the one that was at 125 Ben Hill? Oh my goodness, baby dolls. So much time, so many details, so many lies, fabrications, misrepresentations, rumors, gossip. And Pamela has so many Facebook pages that I get frustrated. Listen, y'all, I hate Facebook anyway for a number of reasons, but one of them is just navigating somebody else's. Hell, fire, sorry, shoot fire. I can't hardly navigate my own. I don't even hardly ever try to. So some of yous are gifted with the patience and the endurance and the tenacity to do such a tedious thing. And I admire those of you who can do it and do it. Hi, Grand Dragon. Hi, Karen. It's Jody Sue is 125. There's that other little, I think it was Scott H. maybe showed us on his channel. There was like a little bitty rectangle on the same side as the road as 110. What is it, 120? Pamela lived down yonder somewhere. Was she there in 2013 and was she living over yonder? But, I mean, I don't know. I'm just well, I started to say I'm nosy. Now look here. I'm not nosy. There's a difference in being nosy and being curious. Being nosy means you put your nose where it doesn't belong and you carry on and gossip with whatever it was you got. Being curious means you look at stuff and you research it and you may or may not ever say anything about it. You just kindly want to know. Where's Summer? You think was it one? It was 165, honey. And I don't, and because I mean this property, the shed is part of the 11.3 acres? Is it? I think it's 11.3 that Donald has. And we know the shed is part of the 11.3. And I showed you driving down the highway there. It's proximity to where we'd come out of Ben Hill Road and go back and forth to get down yonder. Hi, Drone Diva. Honey, too. Yeah, Drone. I'm actively curious. And in my opinion, well, it's not just my opinion. Go to the dictionary. Curiosity can be really healthy. Being nosy can be extremely detrimental. So I like 120 was the corner that Scott showed where the wind blows is saying. And I'm not going to drive us nuts with my very, very poor map capabilities. That what y'all just saw is about the best I can do. I'll practice some more because I would like to be able to do the same thing when we look at Angel Nicole Overstreet. I'm just wanting to put up a few of y'all's greeting each other and okay, yeah, where the wind blows is that's where I was going, honey. You little mind reader. So I recall that's the second time in one of my lives that I've called you a little mind reader. Because that property has ingress and egress off of the state highway. Why doesn't it have, or does it have? I mean, there's no mailbox down yonder. I didn't see a mailbox on either side of the road. Did y'all? Did y'all see a mailbox? I've already closed out that window and I don't want to go back and pull it up right now. I'll go back and here directly and see. But I don't remember. I mean, I wasn't looking for a mailbox, so I don't remember seeing one. Well, y'all, thank you, babies. You're being real sweet. I feel like I did okay. I do. I felt okay. I kind of whipped us around the wrong direction. Frank. Now listen, everybody look. Oh, Michelle says she didn't see a mailbox either. Tracy didn't see a mailbox. So, and I didn't see one. Now here in Arkansas, y'all, I'm going to tell you, this is funny. This is a joke. So don't anybody jump on I'll be Frank. Back on a serious note for a second. Here in Arkansas, when they did the 911 thing, out in the country here and out on county roads, what you got and were required to post was like, you know, it's a metal post and it has your number vertically on blue background with like silver or white reflective, the numbers displayed vertically. I don't know in Tennessee, but I didn't see, and in 2013, surely they already had done what needs to be done when reassignment, for lack of a better word, right now off the top of my head, is done for addresses for 911 purposes. When we went from like up here, for instance, when that transition happened, I was living on 28 acres up on, it's called Rattlesnake Ridge up in Searcy County, Arkansas, for about 6 years. And while I was there, I went from having route so-and-so box, excuse me, burping the Coke. My address had been route so-and-so, box so-and-so for the mailman. And then it changed to a street and road address rather than a route, rather than a rural route. It changed to more like a street address. So, yeah, Tennessee girl, that's what I wondered too, honey. There are people here in Arkansas, Tennessee that will, well, there's even people that that if I would rent my what used to be the big blueberry field out here on the north side of our place. But I want it kept like it is, more like yard now, because when I've got a house full of grandbabies and everything, and we get out there throwing a football and throwing frisbees and ring flyers and shooting off fireworks and all that, I want setting up a blow up swimming pools and all that kind of thing that you do when your grandbabies and whatnot comes and you're going to have outdoor activities. I like that big old open space out there for them to just, be able to run. But back here in what's my backyard now, where I have my little raised beds and whatnot, where I plant for just me and Bob, was a truck patch. And it's like perfect. And I could literally, Tennessee, I could rent that, just that plot of land on our property. We have ingress and egress back here, road that comes into the backside of our barn and our outbuildings off of the paved road. And I could rent that out in the season to somebody that wanted to have truck patch and like grow for farmers market or for their family or hypes rumor, whatnot. So it could be, but Tennessee, and honey, I think, pretty sure y'all down there, hi Jetta from Texas. Like I was saying about the 2 piles of firewood, Tennessee. Can't get close enough to tell, but I'm sure it's not split yet. So do you reckon they cut it for cooking outside there? Because we saw the stovepipe, there was heat inside there, and the dogs are there. And I think when we looked at the shed from the first angle, go away, spam risk, from the way Dawn came, I'm sorry I keep turning because I'm always orienting myself. But we're coming down the road like we're in the car. We're in the car. And shed's over here and all that. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, on that end of the shed that's enclosed where we could see the stovepipe coming out, it looked like 2 bottles of propane. The tall, skinny type that, like if you live in a little place and there's people here. I can remember when I was little and my sister first got married, because she was almost 11 years older than me. Their first little house, that was, they got those tall, skinny, not the little stumpy ones like we get now for our barbecue grills, long and tall for cooking with propane. But you would do like you do for your grills now. You'd take it back and get it refilled or exchange it for one that was full. And I think that was 2 propane bottles out there, which could have been for, Tracy, rentable cylinders. Because there's no gate on the one end, I mean, there's part of me, because I tend to be suspicious. And I'm like, what you got them propane tanks out there for? Huh? But I think if the propane tanks were there for something, cooking something illegal, cooking something other than beans and cornbread and greens, fried taters. I think there'd have been a gate on the other end, and I think the fence would have been electrified. So I'm thinking they were probably there for cooking food in the wintertime inside. Because the stovepipe tells us they were going to, if there was going to be somebody in there in the winter, they're going to heat with wood because there's stovepipe. And in the present day, we've seen, or near present day, we've seen inside the shed what it looks like pretty much now. And there's a wood burning stove on that end of the shed where the stovepipe was in 2013. So, and there's other evidence, in my opinion, in the most recent footage that we've seen from inside the shed. There's evidence to me that somebody actually made it a dwelling. And that over the years, it's just become derelict, like the old house right across the road from me. When Miss Lena was over there and her kids and her grandkids was coming to visit years ago, there was flowers growing, there was pretties, there were bluebird houses, a martin house. Her storm cellar was kept up, her outbuildings were kept up. And then Lena got sick. Lena passed away. Years have passed. There's been 3 squatters over yonder, right across the road from me. Some of them, like Adam, the little boy that dug up the flowering quince for me. I say little boy, he was 21. He was trying to fix it up. He was one of them that had somebody's baby daddy. Been in some trouble. Needed a place to stay. Made an exchange. Made a deal. You know, I'll fix the place up. Adam had him a little bit of carpentry skills, a little bit of plumbing skills, enough to patch it up, make it to where he could live in it, and have him electricity and have him some running water. And then after Adam got killed in that awful car wreck, that same year, fighting with his baby mama on the phone. Methed up, driving like a bat out of hell. Then the place fell into disrepair again. Wasn't nobody there for a while. And then all of a sudden last year, this woman shows up. Somebody else related to somebody, related to somebody, related to somebody that knows somebody that's related to somebody. Hellfire, she might be her own grandma. I don't know. I know she's... And now the place. And here's what I'm getting at. That shed is, to me, old Granny Ma up here in Arkansas Hills. That shed down yonder in Tennessee on the Wells property is just about the same as this old house and shed across the road from me. There's likely people that has come and gone over the years, distant relatives, some meth head that ain't got no place to go, maybe Billy the drunk. Who knows? Who knows? Somebody knows, but it ain't me. And anyway, I wanted to pretty much tell you that in real life, at least here, what Tennessee Girl's pointing out is completely possible. Somebody's there for the season. Somebody need a place to stay. Somebody may have rented it for a garden spot. And the only reason they came and went was to work the garden. But they had a camper, and they had a cooking place and a sit down to eat place and dogs. And if you got dogs, unless you're Candace Bly, of course. But if you have pets or guard dogs, they have to be fed and watered every single day. So even if nobody was living there, they were hanging out there and keeping dogs there and showing up, I hope, every single day. So, all right, let me, yeah, honey, I know. Meth was in high demand in those years. Up in these parts still is, except up here. I'm going to run down through and highlight some of your comments and look at them. Did I'll be frank? Oh, here's what I was going to say about I'll be frank. And I think from what Carrie said, I'll be frank had to leave. I'll be frank has a weird sense of humor. Generally speaking, Sleuth Mom has to keep I'll be frank in the basement. Where I'll be frank is allowed to communicate Please don't anybody think that Sleuth Mom is really keeping I'll be frank in the basement. I hope we don't have anybody watching who is unbalanced enough. You go, what? Oh my God! Sleuth Mom has I'll be frank in the basement and she won't let him out. And I'll be frank bribes people with cookies. Of course, not real ones, just cookies in a chat. Can't eat cookies in a chat. So, yeah. But rumor, actually, we're talking about the shed, not the gray shed that was the original house up on the knoll with the current house, but the red shed down actually on the highway before you turn on to Ben Hill Road, but is part of the 11.3 acres, the shed that Don did the redrive to. So I need to hydrate. High guilty knowledge. The dogs do their own exercises at one time. Yeah, honey, it's y'all know. Y'all know what it is. Oh, Cher's going live in 30 minutes. She posted 8 minutes ago, 9 minutes ago. My notification came up and I'm on for her. She's going to come on live with community hot topics and coffee. It's kind of fun. You know, I know we don't all like the same creators. That's cool. That is totally cool. Listen, variety and differences of opinion, different ideas. Baby dolls, it's what makes the world go round. Can y'all imagine how effing boring things would be if everybody agreed on every single thing and had what would you ever have to talk about? I mean, I'd be talking and y'all be sitting out there going, yep, yep, yep. So, here in a little bit, because I'm on for her, even though she can't see me. Hope we get that figured out someday. If you like that kind of thing where it's just laid back. It's not like her when she's on in the evening, because Cher like myself and a number of other creators, are aware of appropriate material for a daytime live, a mid-afternoon live, an early evening live, a prime time live, a late night live, a middle of the night live. I'm trying, for instance, to not cuss so much, if at all. I think I've only have once in this one, when we're on in the morning or early afternoon, because it's a different watch crew. When I go on live at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, other than mods, and even then sometimes mods, it's a different watch crew. And for example, preaching to the choir again, but in the daytime, there are more likely to be children or teenagers in earshot of my big mouth. Whereas late in the evening or middle of the night, your babies and your grandbabies or your teen, your youngins are more likely to be abed. So I can just cut loose. Or like this coming Friday night on May the 6th at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, when I will be appearing on Triple T on Tim's channel. He's going to interview me. I have no idea what he's going to ask me about. I intend completely open, unless it's something that's none of your business, and then I'll just say it's none of your business. So, and I don't want any, when I had my shows and when I was a news director, the person that I was interviewing did not know what I was going to ask them till the question came out my mouth. Now, I had prepared questions written down in a notebook laying in my lap that they could see. And I'd be like, here's my list of questions. But so I'm hoping that Tim doesn't email me like, oh, here's a list. No, I don't want to know what's coming. That way it'll be a surprise to everybody, including me. So, all right, babes. Is there anything y'all need to gripe at me about, or excuse me, my tickle. Hi, none of your business. Does anybody, yes, Tracy, I'm a ghost when I'm on for sure. And it's like I was pointing out in my last live. How's that for trust between creators? Because I could, now look, obviously, the other people in the chat that she can see and the other mods, if I were to go in there and start wreaking havoc, of naturally to protect her, which they should, and I hope to heck they would start putting in her chat or texting her and saying, lip lock no more is being a real you-know-what in your chat, and you need to take that wrench away from her because she is doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. I would hope to heck y'all would do that for her. But y'all also know me. That's not going to happen. She obviously knows that's not going to happen, or she wouldn't have me wrenching, and not be able to see what I'm saying and doing. So, DC, your opinion on, do you think there will be closure soon for summer, DC? I'm going to frustrate you, honey. I got no effing clue. I keep hoping that the grand jury did something and that a true verdict will be handed to District Attorney General Armstrong and charges filed against somebody for something. Insofar as a time frame, DC, I've given up on a time frame. We got babies missing years and years and years. I know the examples like Elizabeth Smart and some others are the ones that keep me holding out hope that Summer may be alive and okay somewhere. In order to guard my own heart, I have been working on not setting any expectations as to when could it possibly happen. As a matter of fact, darling, I'm already planning ahead for the first anniversary. Thinking ahead to what are we going to do on Lip Lock No More's channel on the 15th of June of 2022. With the hope that any plans I make will be thwarted in the next month and a half. Babies, it's May the 2nd. I made it this far and didn't cry. Babies, it's May the 2nd. We are 6 weeks or so out from the 1-year anniversary of the disappearance of Summer Moon Utah Wells. So I would like for us to start thinking about our channel. Mods, did I see Moulin Rouge? Hi, Maggie P. Hi, Maureen. I thought I saw Moulin Rouge and was going to say hi. Y'all being, you're the crew. You're the mods, the subs, the viewers. It's just my name or my moniker on the channel. So y'all start thinking about if there's no news about Summer before June the 15th of 2022, then what do you want to do here on this channel? My input would be that I would like for whatever we do for it to be live. I would like for it to be solemn, somewhat reverential, bittersweet, tender. I know we'll cry. All of us will. All of us will. But we can cry together. And we don't have to go on all day, all day, all day, all day. Because you know every channel, even those who less frequently cover summer, everybody's going to do something on June the 15th. Everybody will. So we will all be likely going from one channel to another, including our mods. I'm sure I will want to be. I'm not going to want to just sit in this chair all day long, although I could talk to you all day long, but I don't know how to go from as a digression. Well, let me finish that. Y'all think about it. Y'all just think about, I think I would like for it to be in the daytime, late morning, early mid-afternoon. There may be a lot of channels that will want to come on a live around the time that we think she disappeared. But I'm thinking more just, maybe between 3 and 5 Central Time. And just pull up different things that we've looked at, or maybe pull up old stuff off of my channel that have to do with summer, like maybe revisit Lip Lock No More and the journey with Summer Moon Utah Wells, not like as a self-promotional gimmick, but just a walk down memory lane on our channel, and our journey with Summer and the happenings surrounding her disappearance. Revisit some of my old rants for a couple of hours. But make it about her. I don't want whatever we do on that day, and I'll take we'll put everybody's ideas in the proverbial hat. But I don't want June the 15th to be about Donald Wells or Candace Bly or Allie or Andrew or Hunter or Cassandra or Sherry or Robin or David or Jackie or any of these people. Whatever we do on June the 15th of 2022, I don't want it to be about any of these people. I want it to be about her. I want it to be about her. Okay, darlings. Way behind in comments again. Okay. But we will take everybody's ideas. Now, hi, GC. Angara, hello. I'm going to share one more page of something. Hi, Lisa Irwin. To show you what else I stare at besides maps. every day. Every single day. Every day. Here's my second favorite picture of summer. Not the one that's showing on my screen down here, not the milk jug one. The next one that's gonna, so there's a delay. There she is. She's clean. Her hair is combed. She's wearing a pretty shirt. She's looking directly into the camera lens. And I can only fathom, as she grows older, how her face will be captured in the lens of a camera. You talk about photogenic. Even with her little teeth rotted out, even with her little head shaved, even dirty, even uncared for, even disheveled. A picture of perfection. And I want to know where she is. Candace Bly. Where is she? Where is she? So that's what I perfection. Vanished into the ethereal, gone. I don't get it. I do not get it. All right, babies. My favorite of her is with a black eye. It tells it all. Baby, what do you mean that's your favorite? Where the wind blows, that's a little bit unusual. I think that's not exactly what you meant, because you've been in here long enough that that's the way I took that. I don't think is the way you exactly. Yes, it tells a lot. Yeah. Lisa, who, what, where, when, why, and our eternally blank page. How? And Lisa, I don't know if you were with us, darling, back when I very first started doing lives, just holding my little, my phone. But my viewers and I went through a process We made our list of who that you saw on that bulletin board. The whats, let's see. No, the whats are on the bulletin board. The whens are in a spiral notebook over here where where I keep things that I like to be able to reach over and grab them if I want to, like the newspaper article that I'm always reaching and grabbing. When is in a notebook over here. Why? Yeah. Why is in a notebook over here. All of these done on a live with viewers contributing in chat. Here's what I think. And that's why there's so many names on that who list. There's 46 plus names on that list. We marked off one, Jose. Maybe we can mark off some more, but I ain't ready. I mean, there's some on there I feel like I could go, all right, baby dolls, what do you think? Mark this one off, mark this one off. And then I'm like, I don't know. But, you know, who, what, where, when, why, how. Of course, I have a lot of ideas, but torturing. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mrs. B. Thank you, sweetie. Where's Summer? 1-800-TBI find. My favorite is the one in the car with that little grin on her face. I love that one the most. Isn't that cool, honey? See how we have different favorite pictures of her, different angles that we love of her, different videos that we love of her. You know, our favorite this and our favorite that of a little girl that not one of us has ever met. And most likely never will. Even when she's brought back safe from wherever it is that she's at. And I just ended a sentence with a preposition. We have no proof of death, baby dolls. I know I beat a dead horse on this. I know what statistics bear out. I think it's pretty obvious by now. I'm not an idiot. I know statistics. But law enforcement has not brought us one shred of evidence that she's dead. And until they do, I'm holding on. Maybe. Little Summer Wells, we love you. Yes, Rhonda Bennett, we do. Yeah, Maureen. Yeah, that's what I've heard too, Maureen. I needed to see. I'm drifting off into thinking about her, seeing her face. One of my favorites is the video of her on the swing. The squeal of delight. The lack of fear. I loved, when I was 5 years old and had my swing hanging from a big old thick limb of a huge, huge oak tree in front of our house on a dirt road out in the middle of Arkansas country. It wasn't the least bit unusual to hear me squealing, "Push me harder, Bubba. Push me higher, June June. Sissy, higher." And just squeal with delight. So I think that's my favorite video. So anyway. All right, darlings. The one I like is your profile on YouTube. Honey, I will look at your profile on YouTube. I am particularly, Rhonda, that's also the favorite of, I think of Emma on Crime Stories Obsessed. I'm pretty sure that it's Emma that has said that that is her favorite picture of summer. It is a beautiful picture. I love all of them. Obviously, some more than others, but the way she is in that that one that's my favorite, holding her baby doll. That's part of it. She's holding her little baby doll and got that little head leaned over and just cherubic in a way, just a picture of perfect, precious innocence. And then my second favorite, the one where she's just, I don't know. That's the way I envisioned that her first school picture should have looked. My second favorite. That's how she should have been looking. That should have been her school picture. Oh, you like Where the Wind Blows. You like Summer Messing with Robin's Hair video. Yes, I do too. Yes, I do too, honey. Rianne is sharing with us the photo of her with the pup. Yes. Yes. Blue Eyes Webster, you got to go cut grass. It must not be raining where you are. If you're still in here. Blue Eyes, I saw a while ago you said you want to change your name. If you change your name, let us know it's you so we know it's you. We don't want to be thinking you're, well, of course we know because you always say nice things. People don't like, I don't know. Yes, Maggie B, you could tell that she loved the dolly. When I think about summer, I can see her in a little dress, barefooted, running through a field of sunflowers, chasing butterflies. And that's how I see summer when I close my eyes. That's from Where Summer 1-800-TBI find username if you're just listening and not looking. And let me read it again without my voice trailing off at the end. I think it's a really beautiful thought. This is Where's Summer 1-800-TBI find is the username speaking or commenting. When I think about summer, I can see her in a little dress, barefooted, running through a field of sunflowers, chasing butterflies. That's how I see summer when I close my eyes. Thank you for sharing that with us, Where's Summer. Yeah, Where the Wind Blows is a cool name. Yes, Carrie, you can see the adoration in her eyes, in Summer's eyes, when she looks at Robin. I don't. What do you mean, baby? Shorty, you thought Susie was. Shorty calls me Susie. I gave her permission a long time ago to call me Susie because that's what my family and friends call me. Remy Bell says, I love the pic of her kissing the horse. Yes. And the one of her swimming in her tiny pool. Yes, Remy. I do too. I love the picture of her kissing the horse. You don't know how to change your name? Well, you just go into, I'm the techno dummy on this channel. You just go into your settings, your user, and change it. And Gigi is saying Summer needed a Gigi to fix up her hair and dress her up wearing Gigi's high heels. Yes, she did. And I bet this Gigi, our Gigi, would have been a great Gigi for Summer to do that with. You know what, Gigi? I'd forgotten about doing that. My mama had some of the coolest high heel shoes when I was little. I'd go clomp around in them. Yeah. Thank you, Carrie, for always, 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 always reliably making sure that DC says, I see the animals surrounding her, all of them, great and small. They are protective of her. DC, the Cherokee part of me has a leaning towards animal medicine cards, totems. Honey, I don't know if it's a pony or if it's I don't know if it's a Shetland pony or a colt or a little horse, but it's a little horse. Short or small? No, you're not, because you figured out how to do something. Remember that day I told you on Instant Messenger how to do something and you did it right away? Mm-hmm. Tracy said, I bet you played with your brother's G.I. Joes. I loved G.I. Joes too. But when I was a little girl, G.I. Joe wasn't just this big. G.I. Joe was the size of Ken in the Barbie family. And my Barbie did not have a Ken. My Barbie had a G.I. Joe. Just saying. It's a mini horse. A mini horse. DC's a vet tech retired. So DC knows about animals. DC, talking about the animal thing, and then I need to get off here. We've been on 2 hours again. I've got to quit doing this. Staying on here so long. But I get to talking with you guys. And I enjoy, Tracy, your Mohawk. Sherry Weeks, your Cherokee name is Crooked Arrow. I don't have a Cherokee name. Where'd your, I was trying to highlight you. But that part of me, inside me, I relate. And yeah, my phone's going dead. Yeah, and not just the domesticated animals. And you know, DC, in that comment that her chat I posted there a second ago that got me to jacking my jaws on this. You know, she said large and small. And so whether still with us or not, and I don't anybody freak out and go, oh my goodness, she's gone all paranormal on us. No, no. But I have told you and been real honest and up front with you that I am a spiritual woman. I'm not religious, and I'm not into, I'm not casting shade. I'm not dragging anybody, but I'm not into psychics or anything like that. But I do respect people with those gifts. I don't have them, but I am an empath. So I feel, and I feel deeply. And I feel like DC. And not just puppies and kitties and miniature horses or ponies but bear, guarding, deer, spider, coyote, little trickster. Might be a coyote keeping us from finding her. I don't know, because I don't know the totems of all the people involved. I don't know the totems of any of the people involved. So I don't know if we have, and now I'll hush because most of you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, but we got a contrary, upside down coyote, maybe a fox in here somewhere in this mix. So, hi, pink boobies. I love saying that. It's a bear moose. I love saying, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Fox is the trickster. What coyote is, we may have a crow in here too. Shapeshifter. Not a real shapeshifter, not like physically becoming something else. Shapeshifter, two-faced. What is the coyote? All right, I need to quit. But anyway, I don't know their totems, and so I don't know. I don't know what their animal is. Roadrunner, somebody's after you. Beep, beep. Okay, let me sing you the song. I have got to get over to Cher's, even though she can't see me. So, and here's the one I'm going to sing because the other day I put a comment in somebody else's live chat, and one of our viewers that I don't know if they're here right now, because I can't remember honestly who it was, but in somebody else's live chat, I put in the title of a song. And one of our viewers was in that chat and said, oh, I would love to hear you sing that. And I said, well, actually, I have. It's in a pre-recorded upload. And it's me. It's my camera's just looking out my kitchen window over the kitchen sink. And y'all know you get everything a cappella here. I gave my piano to my producer's elderly mother, because she's a piano player and she couldn't go anywhere anymore, but she can still play the piano. At 85, and my record producer asked me one day, he said, what are you going to do with that piano? And I said, well, if you'd ever get your ass over here and tune it for me, I'd probably play it. But since you don't, I'm probably going to get rid of it, sell it. It was it was a Wurlitzer, spin it. Real nice piano. And one day he was talking about his mother didn't have a piano anymore and she couldn't get out anymore and wished she had a piano. And I said, well, why don't you and Bob hook up the trailer and get you some tie-down straps and some good, clean, new moving blankets and roll it out the back door and take it 3 blocks up the street around the corner to your mama's house. Tell her I said I love her. Tune it up for her and let her play it. That's where it is. So I sing a cappella for you, which of course means without accompaniment. But in my head, I can hear the full orchestral arrangement. So I'm going to do this and then do our traditional goodbye without a reading today and head on over after a cigarette. I've got to start out in a low key because it modulates and goes. And when you get old like me, babies, if you're a singer and you're young, you start losing it. So you got to use it as much as you can because you're going to lose your range. Bless the beasts and the children, keep them sheltered from the storm. Keep them warm. Bless the beasts and the children, for in this world they have no choice. They have no voice. Give them light when the darkness surrounds them. Give them love, let it shine all around them. Bless the beasts and the children. Keep them sheltered from the storm. Keep them safe. Keep them warm. Babies, that's all I can do. There's more, but I'm going to start crying. So I'm going to stop there. Okay. Here we go. We got to wind it up and get our day going. I would tell you to behave yourselves. But why would I waste my breath and your time when we all know you're not going to do it? So behave. So have fun, but be safe. And don't ever forget, no matter what, I love every single one of you. And I'll see you on the flip-flop whether you like it or not. That is, if you choose to tune in. And broadcast.